Pattern. Hello, hammer people. It's me, Lane, and I'm painting Mortarion. He's looking a little bit less Tarion, cause this is not my model. It's second hand. It's got some. It's missing its base. It's got some damage. So we're gonna fix him up. We're gonna paint him up for some cool stuff. I got some fresh, goopy, sloopy, nasty paints to make him very nasty. I'm not going to be keeping the blue, and his wings are around here somewhere, but yeah, we're doing a little fix-up Mortarion. Bajam. We got a new base. I printed out this Tooth Crater, which is a Turnip 28 3D print. I printed it on my filament printer, and it actually turned out pretty nice. It's very hard to see any layer lines, and once I give this a prime with the Flex Seal paint, I don't think you're going to be able to see the layer lines at all. I don't even think I really even need to sand it. I'm very impressed with how this turned out, so we'll be doing that, and then figuring out a pose to put Mortarion on, just so that it's got some good connection points and looks good. I think I'm probably going to paint him separately, just so I have access to all of his bits and bobs. I'll be doing some physical repairs on Mortarion himself, because he's got a little bit of damage, and then, yeah, we'll film it and we'll see what we do. Bing bong bong ribba-dom dom. Wings, we got our base, which is still drying. We've got Mortarion. I have fixed one of his little chain doodles. His spiky helmet, I think I'm just going to file down and make it smooth, because just like one of them's about to break off, two of them have broken off. So I think we're just going to go straight to acceptance for that one. I think I'm going to start with the wings tonight. I have been playing around with doing a Death Head Moth paint job, and I'm going to make an attempt to do that. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. I started off by giving the wings a heavy dry brush of Rakarth flesh, as well as Pallid Witch flesh, just sort of building up the grays and fleshy tones on the membranes of the wings. I was thinking initially that it was going to be more of a single color, but I ended up doing pretty much full-on base coats by the end of it. I gave all of the veins of the wings a coat of... I used Sigvald Burgundy on all of the veins and used contrast medium to blend that contrast paint from the veins onto the membranes of the wings, kind of giving them a sickly, sore flesh look. On the membranes themselves, I used a combination of Sigvald Burgundy and Leviathan Purple to stick with that theme of diseased, rotting flesh. Unfortunately, I did not get footage of me painting the main membranes. I did try to give it a very mottled and varied colors, just to make sure that it wasn't too similar across the entire membrane. After that was dry, on all of the little divots and holes, I put a little bit of Nurgle's Rot to give it some decaying, rotting goo on top of the purple. The model itself was mostly base coated, so I did have a pretty good place to jump off at. I started off by painting all of the armor with Rakarth flesh, basically just going over the previous base coat to give it more texture and weathered look. I'm basically just stippling on the white as a sort of second base coat on top of this initial base coat of whatever color the previous owner painted this Mortarion with. I would eventually be going back over the shoulder pads with Death Guard green, as I had forgotten what the pallid hand looked like. All of the metallics got a Balthazar gold dry brush and a little bit of a highlight as well. I really like Balthazar gold. It covers really well, and the color is nice and rich and brassy, and I've used that color on almost all of my Death Guard, as well as some of my Drukhari. Big fan of Balthazar gold. So like I said, the shoulder pads, knee pads, and a couple of other choice spots got this Death World green? I think it's Death World green, just to break up some of the monotony of the white armor. Kept going on with the brass, getting all of the trim, getting all of the little spikes and all of the gizmos and gadgets. Anything that was metal that wasn't brass got a silver coat, but I didn't like that blue. Whatever that was going on with that blue wasn't good. Bone details got, I think it's Iron Arc flesh or something like that. Iron Arc skin. After that, I effectively dunked the entire model in Athonian camo shade. This gives a great sort of rotting look to the armor. Any bone pieces got coats of Cryptek armor shade to make them look shiny and gross. Here I am sort of positioning some stuff, trying to see where Mortarion's going to fit on this goofy tooth base. I wanted to make sure that it was pinned very securely because this model is going to play, so I did drill in some holes before I finished painting the spooky spectral smoke coming off of his cloak and tab. The smoke got a coat of Nihilak Oxide, which I really like using on smoke and other sort of effects. It's got a great sort of watery coverage that's really good for smoke effects. After that, I finalized some details, edge highlights, picking out some more armor panels with pallid witch flesh, and just going over anything that I had missed. And Mortarion is complete. This Primarch of the Death Guard is a ghoulish monster and quite the powerhouse on the battlefield. I really like how the base turned out. I'm really happy with the little nurglings climbing out. The weird toothy mouth on his base I'm very happy with. And I think that Mortarion overall turned out great. I'm super excited for you to see him on the battlefield in our Primarch Fight Club, which I'm announcing right now. We're doing some narrative, thematic battle reports featuring the Chaos Primarchs, so stick around and tune in for that in the future. Thanks for tuning in to this Primarch Mortarion paint vlog, where I gave 100% accurate descriptions and explanations on how I painted this beautiful, beautiful gooey boy.